And it's lights out and away we go for yet another MX5 Cup race at Summit Point Raceway. We're starting P8 here after a botched qualifying run. Headed down into turn 1 here. So far so clean, hitting around the outside here. Everyone's behaving so far. We've got the inside line here, trying to make up at least one position here on the start. And oh, there goes a spinner. That's 3 positions in one corner. We get a little bit out of sorts there, trying to avoid the contact. So the 8 car gets past us here, but that is 2 positions gained on the first lap. Headed into the S's here for the first time. We're still on cold tires, so we're having to lift just a little bit through here. Trying to catch up to the car ahead of us. We don't really want to lose the toe. The toe is extremely powerful here down the back straight. Broke a little too deep there. But so far so good. Everyone's kind of keeping it in line. There are some battles going up a little bit ahead of us, so hopefully that'll help us catch the pack a little bit. Breaking very deep here yet again, but fortunately ahead of us, those 3 cars are battling hard, and oh, there goes another incident. 2 more positions gained. We are up into P4 now. We've had a scrappy first couple of laps, but now we really need to start working on closing that gap, getting back into the toe to try to work towards that podium position. We started P8, but we are the number 3 car here, meaning that we have the 3rd highest iRating, so we qualified out of position. We're currently trying to work our way back up and try to finish with a positive iRating game. We have closed the gap a little bit. We're finally a little bit closer to that number 8 car, so hopefully we can benefit off of the tow a little bit. He's got a little bit of a gap himself to the person in P2, so hopefully he doesn't have too much draft and we can make up a little bit of space here. P1 and P2 are currently battling. We're gaining on the car in P3. Are we going to send it down the inside here? He covers it off. We have to take the outside. Try to break as late as possible. We are side by side going into turn 1. Actually, don't mind the outside here because it sets you up to be on the inside line here for turn number 3. We have just about a car length in front of the car number 8, and we are able to get the move done. 2 cars ahead of us are scrapping like crazy. He got a terrible exit. We are right up on his bumper. We try to go down the inside here. Severely compromise our line. He has the inside, and we are going to have to wait for yet another lap to get past this guy. P1 and P2 are going for another battle here into turn 1. Hopefully we can benefit off of that. They're side by side. But I'm a little too far back to make anything happen. Hopefully they continue to battle here up into turn 3. Now I've experimented with different lines here through this turn. For me personally, I like to lift a little bit and then get my braking zone set, because I can go wide open throttle there, but then sometimes I'm a little bit too far left there for the braking zone, and it compromises me a lot. So a little lift there, and then a hard braking zone, as now we go back through the S's here. The gap is pretty even amongst all of the cars, so we should have the same amount of tow here coming onto the back straight. It's just who gets a better exit. Guy in P2 goes onto the sand. He gifts us yet another position. Next car is the leader. Let's go for it. We've got the tow coming down here. It's probably not going to be enough, but he decides to defend. We know we can't hit it around the outside, so we wisely tuck back in. We don't want to lose too much time to the cars behind us. A little bit of a love tap there. I tried to take the inside. He moved a little bit late there, if you ask me. But he has the inside covered here. There's nothing we can do about it. We tuck right back in. At this point, there's still quite a few laps left, so I'm trying not to battle too much, because the more we battle, the more time we lose to the cars behind us. But at the same time, if I can get the move done, I want that lead. I missed that apex a little bit. I have to be a little bit stabby on the throttle. The guy behind us is getting a good run, but luckily I'm helped out by the tow from the guy in P1. We have to defend a little bit here. The guy in P3 is right on our bumper. We have to take the outside line. A little bit of contact there, door-to-door racing. And unfortunately, we were battling a little too much. We let that guy in P3 come up right alongside us. There's now a 4-car battle for the lead. The guy in P4 has also closed from all of that defending that we've had to do. We have the inside here, and we are able to hang on to P2. So ideally, you want to make your move on the penultimate lap, because when you're in the lead, you don't have a tow. So Ideally, you just want to follow the guy in P1, create a little bit of a gap to the people behind you, and then overtake him on the second to last lap, and then hang on to that position for the final lap. We forced this guy to defend to turn 10. Honestly, I don't think he really had to there. That compromises his exit. And we try to get a good run on him. He squeezes us to the inside. He covers that off. We have to take the outside. The guy in P3 is right on my bumper. He's bump drafting me a little bit. I try to brake as late as possible here. The guy in P1 has the inside cover. He goes a little too deep himself, but the guy in P3 does a fantastic switchback. And unfortunately, we are relegated back down to P3 here. The guy in P4 even is getting a run on us here, but we have the inside line. We know we have him covered here. He's going to have to concede. But that's a classic example of not picking your battles wisely. I think we were battling and defending and just being side by side too much here. I should have just followed in a straight line for as long as possible, tried to create a gap. And because we were battling so much, I let the guy in P3 right on back through. So we're going to try to overtake him here again and then try to go back for that leader. We have to do a little bit of defending here yet again. We have to cover the inside line. We were able to brake a little bit later than the guy. We squeezed him out wide a little bit, and we were able to cover off that move into turn 1. So it's still P3 for us here on lap number 10 out of 11. Rounding this corner, coming through the S's for the final time of this race. We kind of know that we are set in P3 unless our opponent makes a mistake coming out of turn number 10. But pretty good race so far. Started P8, finishing here in P3. I think all three cars finishing on the podium had a very similar pace. It's just the toe is extremely strong, and I think we picked our battles at the wrong time. That was a good example of being a little too aggressive too early on. I really want to get that overtake done, take that lead. But I think if we had just played a little bit of follow the leader here and created a little bit of a gap, we could have set ourselves up for a better look moving here into turn 1. But can't complain. We gained safety rating, we gained I rating. We started P8, finished on the podium. We were the number 3 car, and we finished P3. So pretty good race.